Hello and welcome to City of Achievement. Today our guests are from the National Veterans Foundation, and we have Tyrone Ballesteros here and also Cameron White. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for being on the program. Tell me a little bit about the National Veterans Foundation, Tyrone.
The National Veterans Foundation is a toll-free crisis management and information referral service for veterans and their families. What that is if a veteran's going through a crisis, whether it's homelessness, if he has substance abuse, alcoholism, if he thinks he may have PTSD, or then we have counselors on call. We're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. We have a counselor that's on call 24 hours a day that we can help them through their crisis. We do information and referral services also. What that means is that if a veteran just simply knows where to, or needs to know where the local VA is, or an outpatient clinic, or a vet center is, then we have that information in our database, and we relay that information to them.
And how long has this organization been around, and who founded the organization, and why?
Well, the foundation has been around for 22 years. It was originally started and still is run by Shad Meshad. He was a psychological officer in Vietnam. What he did when he got out of the service, he started working for the VA, and he founded the Vet Center Project, which is still working today, as a release or as a gathering place mostly for Vietnam combat veterans. It was originally started as the Vietnam Veterans Aid Foundation back in 1985. But in the early 90s, after the Gulf War, he realized we were receiving so many calls from the Gulf War veterans and from other eras, Korea, World War II, that he decided to change the name to the National Veterans Foundation, so as not to exclude any other veteran or any other era of combat veteran. So in 1992, the name was changed to the National Veterans Foundation. We're located in Los Angeles, California. That's our main office. That's our main call center office. And
but you service nationally.
Yes, yes.
And some probably internationally. Don't you get calls from overseas also?
Actually, we receive calls from all over the world. I've received calls from Germany, Iraq. We've actually received calls from the combat zone from soldiers in Iraq.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. It was pretty intense.
What are some of the calls that you get? You know, I mean, what issues do they usually come up with when you get a call from, let's say, Iraq or Afghanistan or something? What are some of the issues that they're concerned about, or why are they calling you?
Well, they originally call, not really knowing what to ask. They get our phone number and they just, well, what do you do? So I explain to them what it is that we do at the foundation. And then they start rolling into whether if they're active duty and they're getting out of the service, they want to know how to get enrolled in the VA. If they are veterans and they need to know how to file a claim for compensation or pension, they want to know who they need to talk to, what forms they need to have filled out, what kind of medical records they need to bring. They want to, veterans want to know about the GI Bill. They want to know about the home loan that the VA provides. The VA provides a lot of services, a great number of services for veterans. Veterans just need to know how to access their benefits. So that's where we come in. That's where we play our biggest role in helping veterans and active duty prepare to be a veteran and prepare to get out of the service so that they can have an easy access to an easy transition to the Veterans Administration and all the programs and all the benefits that are available through the VA.
So how do they find out the 800 number at the moment? How do people have access? Do they go to the website, number one, or do they get it from friends? Is it by referral? What's
well, I mean, there's really a number of ways that they get it. A big one is from the internet. A lot of them We have advertisements on Google, or people just go to the website, they'll get the number, the friends can refer them to it. We're in most phone books nationwide, so it's really any number of ways that they get the phone number. The important thing is that we get that information to them, and whether they call in to access information or they do it online, we can help them either way.
Now, how many calls do you get a day on average? I know it fluctuates probably, but on average, how many calls a day do you get?
We receive anywhere from 35 to 70 calls a day. We average normally about 200 calls a week from all eras of service, whether it be World War II. Surprisingly, we're receiving a lot of World War II calls who have access to the Internet, and they're asking, about benefits that they're entitled to at this stage in their life, whether it be aid in attendance, which is partial payment for assisted living programs, or unfortunately burial benefits for being buried at a national cemetery. What if they want to be cremated or whatever? But they're preparing. Veterans at that age are preparing. We receive a number of calls right now from Iraq veterans who are looking to the future for their college funds, for how they're trying, what schools can I go to, or a compensation. We receive a lot of our crisis calls regarding PTSD, whether mostly from family members who see a change in their son or their daughter or their husband. They see a change, they know something's different about them, and they just don't know what it is. They don't want to say the words post-traumatic stress disorder for, there's still that stigma attached to it, regardless of what we hear. It's still there. So our phone line is anonymous. You don't have to tell us your name. It's a lot easier if you do, so that we can communicate better with you. But it's not necessary. We give the family members information on the signs and what needs to be done, the steps they need to take to encourage their spouse or their son, daughter to seek help. And let them know that, hey, it's not a bad thing. It's something that we all need. We all need help at one point in our life, and as veterans, it's not always easy to ask for that help, as it's not always easy to say, what, I think something's wrong with me, I need help. I received a call from a young man the other day who says, what, I'm pushing my girlfriend around too much and something's wrong. And I was asking him, like, the normal questions. We have to be straightforward, we have to be honest with them and say, look, did you do this before? Is this something that you feel is out of control? And he was straightforward. He was honest with me. He said it's not something that he ever done, but he's worried about it right now because he's done it a couple of times. So we have to get into what's causing him to do this. Why is he doing this? Why does he feel like it's taking over? Why does he feel that he needs to make this call in the first place? And once we talk to soldiers, veterans, family members, they really start to understand what it is that they're going through. We help them understand that. We help them get through it. We refer them on to the next level. This is where you need to go now. Here's what you need to do. We're always there for you. You can pick up the phone and call us at any time. You can send us an email at any time through our website. You can visit our MySpace and just talk to other veterans. We have over 1,100 friends on our MySpace right now. Yeah, that's a real good. It's a conduit for
sort of a support
veterans.
group on the internet. So
really, what we are trying to attempt with using MySpace is because reach out to the new generation of veterans. I mean, Iraq and Afghan veterans grew up with the internet. They're all web savvy. They all have their own profiles and stuff on there. So it was another outlet for us to reach this new generation, the Iraq and Afghan veterans. So we set it up on there, and like Tyrone said, we already have 1,100 people, and we try and keep the membership open, but mostly it's veterans, and probably 80% of them are Iraq and Afghan vets. So,
right now.
Yeah, and they have contacted us through that to get help for different issues.